Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to do another Donald Trump versus Joe Biden election prediction. But this time I'm not going to go into detail about it, like explaining why I picked this, but it's going to be more like an election night. So without ado, happy November 3rd. It is 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, and it's time for the 7 o'clock poll closings. As you see, we got Indiana, Kentucky, Georgia, South Carolina, Virginia, and Vermont. The states' names that are in red went for Trump in 2016, and the states in blue went for Hillary Clinton in 2016. The states that had the word key race, which is in yellow, are states that we're probably not going to have a projection when the polls close, which they're closing right about now. And there are 60 electoral votes up for grabs. And we have a projection in the state of Kentucky. We can project their 8 electoral votes will go for Donald Trump. In the state of Indiana, we can project 11 electoral votes for Donald Trump. But in the state of Vermont, we can project their 3 electoral votes for Joe Biden. We have some key races alert. Looking in the state of Georgia, it's too early to call. We do not have enough information to make a projection at this time. In the state of Virginia, it's also too early to call. Same again, not enough information to make a projection. A lot of rural Virginia is coming in, so it looks like Trump has the edge right now, but we are still waiting for the DC suburbs to come in. South Carolina is too early to call. It's like most of the Democrat area is in, which means Joe Biden does have the lead, but I'm sure that's supposed to change. If we're looking at current electoral maps, Donald Trump, which is a Republican, has 19 electoral votes. Joe Biden has 3, with victories in the state of Vermont for Joe Biden. For Donald Trump, Indiana, Kentucky is too close to call in Virginia, South Carolina, and Georgia. It is time for our 7:30 Eastern Time poll closings, with polls closing in the state of North Carolina, West Virginia, and Ohio. 38 electoral votes are up for grabs. And we have a projection to make in the state of West Virginia. We can project Donald Trump will be the winner of their 5 electoral votes. A key race projection in the state of South Carolina, we can project all 9 electoral votes will go for Donald Trump. Key race alert in the state of North Carolina. It is too early to call. We haven't got any of the suburbs coming in much. We got a little vote coming out of Appalachian, North Carolina, so that does mean Trump has the edge, but at this moment, it is too early to call. Same in the state of Ohio, we do not have enough information to make a projection in the state of Ohio. And Georgia is now too close to call. With some of the Atlanta suburbs in, it is getting closer in Georgia, but it looks like Trump does have an edge. In the state of Virginia, it's also too close to call. Trump still has the edge, but we have very little vote coming out of the DC suburbs area. With that, Trump is at 33 electoral votes, Joe Biden at 3, with 62 electoral votes too close or too early to call. It is now time for an 8 p.m. Eastern Time poll closes, with poll closings in the state of Alabama, Mississippi, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Missouri, Florida, Maine's 2nd Congressional District, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Maryland, Washington, D.C., New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Maine's 1st Congressional District, Maine at large, and New Hampshire. There are about 5 key races in this projection, and this is the largest projection of the night with 172 electoral votes up for grabs. With that, let's get to our projections. In the state of Alabama, 9 electoral votes will go for Donald Trump. In the state of Mississippi, we can project their 6 electoral votes will go for Donald Trump. In the state of Tennessee, we can project their 11 electoral votes will go for Donald Trump. In the state of Oklahoma, we can project their 7 electoral votes to go to Donald Trump. In the state of Missouri, we can project all 10 of their electoral votes to go to Donald Trump. But in the state of Illinois, we can project all 20 electoral votes to go to Joe Biden. In the District of Columbia, also known as Washington, D.C., their 3 electoral votes will go for Joe Biden. In the state of Maryland, 10 electoral votes we can project for Joe Biden. In his home state of Delaware, we can project their 3 electoral votes for Joe Biden. And in the state of New Jersey, we can project their 14 electoral votes for Joe Biden. In the state of Connecticut, we can project their 7 electoral votes for Joe Biden. In the state of Rhode Island, we can project all 4 electoral votes will go to the vice president. In the state of Massachusetts, 11 electoral votes we can award to Joe Biden. In Maine's 1st congressional district, we can project 1 out of the 4 electoral votes from the state of Maine. With Maine and Nebraska, they don't do a winner-take-all system. They do, if you win the popular vote of the state at large, you get 2 electoral votes. Then you have to win the popular vote of the congressional district. We can project Joe Biden will win the 1st congressional district, which means he wins 1 out of the 4 electoral votes from the state of Maine. We can make a key race projection. In the state of Virginia, we can now project there are 13 electoral votes for Joe Biden. Those DC suburbs definitely came out for Joe Biden tonight. We have a key race alert. In the state of Florida, it is too early to call at this moment. We do not have enough information at this time, but it looks like it's going to be close, as it always is. In Maine's 2nd congressional district, the district where Trump did win in Maine, it is too early to call. In Maine at large, it is also too early to call. In Pennsylvania, where Joe Biden was born, but Trump won the state in 2016, it is also too early to call. State of New Hampshire, a state that Trump thinks that he can pick up. He did not win in 2016, but he's thinking that he can pick up the state from 2016. And North Carolina is now too close to call. With much of the suburbs in, it's very close, but it does not look like Joe Biden can catch up. But it's still too close to call. In the state of Ohio, it's too close to call. Trump does have a sizable edge, but we're still waiting for all the votes to come in. In the state of Georgia, it's too close to call. The Atlanta suburbs are starting to come in, and it's making this race very tight. It does look like Trump does have the edge. With that, Trump has 76 electoral votes. Joe Biden has taken his first lead of the night with 89 electoral votes, with 85 electoral votes too close or too early to call at this time. It is now time for our 8:30 Eastern Time poll closing, with the state of Arkansas being closing with their 6 electoral votes. And we can make a projection. In the state of Arkansas, there are 6 electoral votes we can project to Donald Trump. With that poll closing, Donald Trump now catches up a little bit, but now has 82 electoral votes. Joe Biden still has 89 electoral votes, with 85 electoral votes too close to call. It is now time for our 9 p.m. Eastern Time poll closing, with polls closing in the state of Louisiana, Kansas, Nebraska at large, South Dakota, North Dakota, Wyoming, Texas, Arizona, Wisconsin, Michigan, Nebraska's 1st Congressional District, Nebraska's 2nd Congressional District, and Nebraska's 3rd Congressional District, New York, New Mexico, Colorado, Minnesota, where key races are in Texas, Arizona, Wisconsin, Michigan, which went for Trump in 2016, New Mexico, Colorado, and Minnesota, which went for Clinton in 2016. This has 156 electoral votes up for grabs, and with that, we can make our projections. In the state of Louisiana, we can project their 8 electoral votes for Donald Trump. In the state of Kansas, we can project their 6 electoral votes for Donald Trump. In Nebraska, we can project 4 of the 5 electoral votes to go to Donald Trump. Donald Trump has won Nebraska's at-large 2 electoral votes in the 1st and 3rd congressional district. Again, with Maine and with Nebraska, they have a different system. They don't do a winner-take-all. You win the state's popular vote, you get 2, then you have to win their congressional districts. In say South Dakota, we can project all 3 electoral votes to go for Donald Trump, and with South Dakota, we can project North Dakota 3 electoral votes for Donald Trump. In the most conservative state of the Union, we can project Wyoming 3 electoral votes for Donald Trump. In the state of New York, we can project 29 electoral votes for Joe Biden. We have a key race projection in the state of Ohio, a big call, 18 electoral votes for Donald Trump. We have some key races alert. In state of Texas, it's too early to call it this time. We do not have enough information at this time to make a projection. Again, Texas does have a large amount of electoral votes, 38. New Mexico is also too early to call at this time. Colorado, also a little too early to call. These 2 past states, New Mexico and Colorado, both went for Hillary Clinton in 2016. In the state of Arizona, a state that Joe Biden's hoping to win back, to pick off from Donald Trump. Again, Arizona hasn't gone blue, and since 1996 is too early to call at this time. In the state of Minnesota, a state Trump is hoping to pick off from the Democrats, it is too early to call at this time. In the state of Wisconsin, a state that went for Donald Trump, is also too early to call. And in the state of Michigan, it's also too early to call. In Nebraska's 2nd congressional district, as against Nebraska and Maine have a different system. In their 2nd congressional district, it's too early to call it this time. This is the city of Omaha with their suburbs. With that, Donald Trump has retaken the lead with 127 electoral votes. Joe Biden has 118, and there are 187 electoral votes too early to call at this time. It is now time for our 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time poll closes, with polls closing in the state of Montana, Utah, Iowa, and Nevada. This has about 21 electoral votes are up for grabs, with key races in Iowa and Nevada. And we have a projection. In the state of Montana, we can project their 3 electoral votes for Donald Trump. In the state of Utah, we can project their 6 electoral votes for Donald Trump. We have a key race projection in the state of North Carolina. We can project their 15 electoral votes for Donald Trump. This is a big win for Donald Trump. The Trump campaign needed North Carolina. They got North Carolina. And another key race projection, they needed Georgia with their 16 electoral votes. Trump needed Georgia, he got Georgia. But Joe Biden needed the state of New Mexico with their 5 electoral votes. Joe Biden has won the state of New Mexico. And Joe Biden has won Colorado with their 9 electoral votes. We have key races alert. In the state Iowa is too early to call. Trump did win the state heavily. It took a huge swing to the right, and with Joe Biden be on Obama's ticket, Obama did win the state in 2008 and 2012. At this point, it's too early to call in the state. In the state of Nevada is also too early to call. Hillary Clinton won this state by 3.5 points. Trump is hoping to pick this off. With that, Trump maintains his lead with 167 electoral votes, with Joe Biden having 132 electoral votes, with 154 electoral votes, too close to call at this time. It is now time for our 11 p.m. Eastern Time poll closing, with polls closing in the state of California, which has 55 electoral votes, Oregon, Washington, Hawaii, and the state of Idaho. There are 82 electoral votes up for grabs, which we are thinking most of them are going for Joe Biden. With that, we have a projection. In the state of California, 55 electoral votes we can project for Joe Biden. In the state of Oregon, we can project their 7 electoral votes for Joe Biden. In the state of Washington, we can project their 12 electoral votes for Joe Biden. In the state of Hawaii, we can project their 4 electoral votes for Joe Biden. We have a key race projection in Maine at large. We can now project 3 out of the 4 electoral votes for Joe Biden. Joe Biden has won the 1st congressional district and Maine at large. Their Maine 2nd congressional district is still too close to call at this time. In the state of Idaho, we can project their 4 electoral votes for Donald Trump. With that, Joe Biden has retaken the lead with 212 electoral votes, while Donald Trump has 172 electoral votes with 151 electoral votes still up for grabs. There is only one state that hasn't closed in their polls, and that's the state of Alaska, which does look like it's going for Trump. And we have some projections to make. In the state of Florida, we can project their 29 electoral votes for Donald Trump. With that, Trump has caught up, with only trailing 10 electoral votes behind Joe Biden. While Joe Biden still has 210, Trump has made it up to 200, with 125 electoral votes still too close to call. And we have some projections to make. In the state of Texas, much closer from 2016, we can project their 38 electoral votes for Donald Trump. This is a big one for Donald Trump. In Nebraska's 2nd congressional district, we can project now all 5 electoral votes for Donald Trump. This is a key race projection. With that, Trump has retaken the lead with 239 electoral votes. Joe Biden now has 212 electoral votes, while there are 84 electoral votes still too close to call. It is now time for our last poll closing, and that is in the state of Alaska. It is 1 in the morning Eastern Time here on the East Coast, and we have a projection in the state of Alaska. In the state of Alaska, we can project their 3 electoral votes for Donald Trump. Key race projection in the state of Iowa, we can project their 6 electoral votes. A little bit closer from 2016, but Trump still did well in the state of Iowa. But in the state of Nevada, we can project their 6 electoral votes for Joe Biden. And in the state of Minnesota, we can project their 10 electoral votes for Joe Biden. With that, Trump still has a lead with 248 electoral votes. Joe Biden has 228 electoral votes, while there are still 62 electoral votes still too close to call. And we have a projection in Maine's 2nd congressional district. We can project 1 out of the 4 electoral votes from the state of Maine for Donald Trump. But we have a big call. In the state of Michigan, a state that went red in 2016, we can project their 16 electoral votes for Joe Biden. This is a flip from 2016. With that, Trump still has a lead with 249 electoral votes, while Joe Biden now has 244 electoral votes. 45 electoral votes are still too close to call. This is looking a very close election this year. And we have a projection to make in the state of Pennsylvania, another flip from 2016. We can project there 20 electoral votes to Joe Biden. A big call for Donald Trump in the state of Wisconsin. He is able to hold the state of Wisconsin with their 10 electoral votes. With that, Joe Biden has taken over the lead with 259 electoral votes for Donald Trump, 264 electoral votes for Joe Biden, while 15 electoral votes are still too close to call. Joe Biden is 6 electoral votes from winning the election, while Donald Trump is 11 electoral votes from winning this election. And we have a projection to make in the state of New Hampshire. There are 4 electoral votes is now going for Donald Trump. This is a flip from 2016. New Hampshire is going red this year. Donald Trump has won the state of New Hampshire with their 4 electoral votes. And with that, Trump is 1 electoral vote behind Joe Biden with 263 electoral votes, while Joe Biden has 264 electoral votes. The election has now come down to the one state, and that state is the state of Arizona. This is a very close election. Arizona is going to be determining this election this year. And we have a major projection. In the state of Arizona, Donald Trump is able to hold the state of Arizona with their 11 electoral votes. This is a major projection for Donald Trump. And we have a major projection. Donald Trump has been reelected President of the United States. That's right. Donald Trump has been reelected President of the United States. Joe Biden has conceded the election at this time. This is our final electoral vote map with 274 electoral votes for Donald Trump, while Joe Biden has 264 electoral votes. Joe Biden definitely did approve a lot on Hillary Clinton's margin in 2016, which with him flipping the state of Michigan and Pennsylvania, while Donald Trump did flip the state of New Hampshire. I want to thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all again in the future. Please like this video and subscribe. So I want to thank you all. Thanks for watching.